The harbor of Portoferraio, principal port of call on the island of Elba, is situated in a natural bay right in the center of the island, protected from winds of all directions. Its happy position makes it a crossroads for the most important routes of the Western Mediterranean. The island of Elba, at the center of the Tyrrhenian Sea, is strategically placed close to all the most important Italian cruise destinations, in particular Livorno and Civitavecchia, and it is thus an ideal pause between stopovers at the great Mediterranean capital. The port of Portoferraio is bounded on the east by the historic Medici docks and on the west by 3 jetties. Accessible around the clock in all weather conditions, the Alto Fondale Quay lies right next to the Medicean city walls and the historic center, between the dock and the jetties. This is the mooring for cruise ships of up to 200 meters in length and maximum draft of 7 meters. Ships of greater tonnage and draft are anchored in the bay, and tenders transport passengers to and from the quay. Stopping over at Portoferraio during a cruise allows you to admire that extraordinary blend of history, nature, and culture that goes under the name of Elba. The noble Roman patricians loved to discover enchanted sites where they could build magnificent villas with a sea view. Thanks to its beauty, Elba counted at least 3 such residents in ideal positions to enjoy the panorama. 2 of these face onto the sheltered bay of Portoferraio. Portoferraio was built in the form that we can still admire today by Duke Cosimo de' Medici I, who decided to construct the great defensive system of the port. The result is astounding. An impregnable fortified city, one so secure as to make the English admiral Lord Nelson say that he was looking at the safest port in the world. The most important traces in the history and culture of the city are those left by Napoleon Bonaparte, relegated after the defeat of Leipzig to rule the island of Elba from 1814 to 1815. In this brief period, all his efforts were concentrated onto his new small kingdom, which he administrated energetically. It is not difficult to visit all the Napoleonic sites. The most important are the Villa dei Mulini at Portoferraio between the Falcone and the Stella fortresses, in a favored position for the control both of the sea and of the city, and his summer residence, the Villa of San Martino, a short distance from Portoferraio. The geological shape, the vegetation, and the position of the island make it special and fascinating in all seasons. The waters, famous for their clarity and for the variety of seabeds beneath, are visited by divers from all over the world. Climbing to the top of Monte Capane, the highest peak on the island, and indeed of the entire Tuscan archipelago, it is possible to enjoy an unequaled view, even though it cannot reveal all the ancient villages and towns that make up its history and culture. The island is an enormous heritage of geological peculiarities, exploited since antiquity for the extraction of minerals, above all iron. The mines are concentrated on the eastern side of the island, where numerous extraction sites are still visible and may be visited. The island cuisine, frequently linked to the produce of the land as well as that of the sea, offers simple dishes but with great flavor and of ancient tradition. Time has handed down dishes exclusive to the island, and others that rework recipes from nearby areas. The dock wines are particularly appreciated. Indeed, Pliny the Elder already called Elba the island of good wine.